Okay, now it's time to go in the lab. Your hand throbs. You hold them close to your chest. As you move, Flowey calmly guides you. There's a lab not far, he says. Keep moving. You do. Each step forward burns. Your injury throbs. You have so many more cuts. Your pair of leggings are ripped up and partially stained from your blood. All of your other cuts are easily ignored in favour of the feverish throb in your hands. You don't have the mentality to look around or focus on anything other than following Flowey. Thank God I have Flowey, because otherwise I'm delirious with pain. He stops outside a white building. Come on in, he says. It's never locked. When you approach, the door slides open. Dr. Alphys is... Flowey tilts his head. Weird. No one visited her, so she's never bothered to lock her door. You walk inside, and at once you are greeted by crispy, cold air conditioning air. You hadn't realised you were burning up until you felt the temperature difference. It makes you shiver. Wait here. Let me look for some medical supplies first, says Flowey. You look at the tile floor. Can Flowey walk across it with his roots? No, says Flowey. I use magic to get around. I phase through things. It's tiring, but since you carry me all this way, I've been able to rest. Leave this to me, okay? You give Flowey a smile and thank him for his help. Flowey tips himself out of the backpack, and as soon as he hits the ground, he burrows underneath it. It's an odd sight. It seems like a dolphin diving into the ocean, not a flower hitting the ground. You count to 17 before he returns. He drops a box filled with green vials and a spray bottle. Uses vines and leaves to attach one of the vials to a spray bottle. Then he sorts us for your injuries. He starts with your skinless hands first. The green magical liquid is cool against your skin. You watch in amazement as your skin regrows. Wow! And the dry blood evaporates. Your pain vanishes and is replaced by a tingling numbness sensation. You've been healed. Flowey sighs. His petals are dropping. You reach for him and gently pick him up. He relaxes in your arms and rests his head in the crook of your elbow. Sorry, Twinkle. Guess I'm kind of tired. Can we stay here for a few minutes? Of course. Anything, my sweet little flower. He closes his eyes and nuzzles into you. Aww. Poor Flowey. He's so tired. He saved me. Then, of course, the alarm goes on and he wakes up Flowey again. Flowey raises his hand and squints as he reads the screen. Well, that explains something. At your curious expression, Flowey elaborates in an overly cheerful tone. This place is a mess. Since we got what we came for, we should leave. You glance at the monitor. Leaving would definitely be the safest option. As you turn to do so, a thought pops in your head. Where's Dr. Alphys? You had not encountered her yet. According to Flowey, no one comes to the laboratory often either. So if there was an issue like there currently is, would someone have found out earlier and helped Dr. Alphys? You would hope so, but you don't feel confident that was the case. Flowey might have seen something when phasing through the lab. Maybe you can confirm if it's empty, should you ask. You ask Flowey. Flowey does not meet your gaze. You gently ask him again. You'll put yourself in danger if I tell you. That's your decision to make, isn't it? I don't want to lose you. He says, I finally feel, I feel for you. Huh? Oh my gosh. Oh God, am I going to cry? No, bad tears, go away. Now's not the time for this. You blink your indigo eyes at him. The way he worded that was odd. No, it's not. Still, it's clear your friend is distraught. Hello, he doesn't want to stay in friend zone. I can tell you right now, my little flower will not be staying in there. You reassure him you'll be okay. He's silent for a minute, suddenly looking down at the tiles. I think Dr. Alphys is trapped in the basement. Then you'll have to rescue her. Why? He asks. Do you know what she's done to humans? Do you know what she's done to her fellow monsters? She's evil. You don't believe anyone is evil. Everyone has a reason for their actions. Why are you so... Flowey looks up at you with a mixture of fondness and exasperation. I hate that part of you. You very much doubt that. Oh, shut up. Flowey sighs. I think she's in the basement. There's only one elevator here. He looks at the massive steel door in the back of the room. It looks, well, you'll see. Yes, you will. First things first. Gotta get through that door. It looks like there's a keypad on the right side of it, so you'll need to find a password first. What are the odds of a royal scientist leaving around a physical copy of their password? Not very high. Flowey deadpans. You can probably take a few guesses before it locks you out, though. You help Flowey into the backpack while you approach the door. Someone here needs help and it's up to you to save them, and you will. You are filled with determination. So, you make an attempt at the keypad. Most passcodes give you 3 tries, so 2 guesses should be fine. Your first guess is completely wrong. In turn, the door light flashes red and a metal plate slides over the keypad. Ah, okay, guess not this keypad. Oh gosh, golly, what a shame, says Flowey. Guess we should leave now. Haha, since you're up to try and break into my lab, I have extra good security. I mean, we can't do anything now, right? Flowey presses. Come on, let's leave. The royal scientist isn't worth it. Trust me. Okay, so we're gonna go and see Gaster for a second. So we just saw Gaster, and now we're back in the lab again. When you are back again, cool, warm, alive, not in that void, you cannot help but reflexively suck in a big gulp of air. You shudder. You feel like you need a cold shower for your soul to cleanse that wrongness. Death was nothing. But when you reset, you were in a place that is neither alive nor dead. You can only call it a void because you have no other word to describe it. It was an uncomfortable place. It feels wrong. So very, very wrong. 071316. Those were the numbers that the voice gave you. If they worked, what does that mean? You make your way over to the door. Your hand shaking as you type in the numbers. And the door slides open. Wow. First try. Good job. Flowey praises you. No, not the first. Not by yourself. You take a shaky breath. Although you are not in the void, its presence lingers on you like a wet blanket. It feels much more exhausting to reset than it does to die. What is this place? Why can you go there? Why is it so horrible? Are you okay? Flowey asks you. You are okay. You can do this. You rush forward against him. He stretches up and rubs his face against you like an affectionate cat. You give him a tired smile. It's time to progress. Let's save Dr. Alphys. Oh God. You enter the corridor and at once you see issues. The tiles are sterile white, as are the walls. The fluorescent light flicker ominously and there's a partially caved in down the hallway. Wall debris is stacked upon each other as live wires and chunks of ceiling down from above. You cautiously walk down the hallway. You climb through the rumble, but it'll be a tight fit. You're only barely enough room for you and Flowey. You hop up on the concrete rumble and start to make your way through. The lights continue to flicker, making it difficult to see, and it also hits your eyes. You finally make it through to the other side. You swing your legs down to touch the floor, and then you're freaking dead because you stupidly didn't take into consideration that electricity means power. Water and electricity don't mix, you freaking fried, you dumbass. So, you once again, when you are back, you move with a purpose and crawl through the debris again. This time you take your time to properly examine the other side. It looks like when the part of the wall collapsed, it caused a water leak. The floor is mostly covered in water. Flying through the water doesn't reach the elevator, so there is a safe spot. The live wires have fallen into the water and are pumping out enough power to instantly kill you if you touch the floor, like the dumbass you did earlier. You can see the elevator on the far end. It's lit up, so there must be some power to it. It's your only way forward. You see no other doors or hallways, so you must try to get to it. The question is how? Ask Flowey for suggestions. Flowey looks at you, then looks at the wires. White pellets are formed in the air in front of you. They are shot at the wires, severing their connection at the wall. The wire now no longer connects to power. Fall uselessly to the wet floor. Flowey smiles at you. Does that help? It does. Okay, You give Flowey a kiss on the cheek as a thanks. He sways side to side, a big grin on his face. Oh my God, that's adorable. Anytime. With a beaming smile, you casually walk across the once dangerous hallway. At the elevator, you press the button to call it. There's a rumbling sound. Don't try to go all the way down, Flowey warns you. When I was scouting, I went down the shaft. There's some kind of blockage halfway through. Then you'll have to take the elevator halfway down and try to find another way to reach Dr. Alphys. You enter the elevator. Flowey presses a button for you with one of his vines. The elevator shakes as it goes down. You hear the sound of metal grating against metal. The elevator abruptly stops and it slams to a halt with enough force that it throws you to the ground. The lights go out. You breathe out a sigh and call upon your soul for light. There's an emergency hatch above, Flowey points out to you. Bloody elevator. You thank Flowey. He reaches up with his vines to pop the lid off for you. His vines hook around the top and then he detaches them from himself. They should hold our weight long enough to get out, he says. Oh my god, look at Flowey! Yeah, oh, Flowey's kicking butt today. You thank him again for his help. He smiles weakly. I like helping you. You're so nice, Twinkle. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Oh, really? Do you want me to kiss you on the cheek again? Hey now. I wouldn't be against it. I know you wouldn't. You feel the same way about him. You grip the vine and use them to climb your way up. It's a struggle. With a hoist, you pull yourself out of the elevator. With the glow of your soul, you take a look at the elevator shaft. It looks like the inside of every elevator shaft you've seen in movies. A concrete tube with metal poles and wires. Flowey glances around you. We aren't near the bulkhead, said Flowey. I don't know why we stopped. That's okay. You would have had to get off anyway. You peer around the darkness and you can see as a partway stopped at another floor, but the doors are closed shut. You head over to the door and try to force it open. And it actually pops open with little resistance and you enter the new hallway. It's pitch black and eerily quiet. While you have the light of your soul, you cannot help but wish you also had some music. You think back to your encounter with Chiron, whose musical notes would certainly light up the hallway. It's time to do more exploring. The idea of exploring an evil scientist's unstable laboratory in the dark fills you with determination. Really, that would freaking creep me out. Your soul casts everything in a yellow shade. The silver, white, and grey speckled tiles are now an offish yellow. The hallway doesn't look collapsed, but given the state of what you've already seen, you should be careful. You can't see what's happening behind the walls or ceiling, so anything could give way at any moment. You proceed. This place gives me the chills, Flowey mutters. He rests his head on your shoulder as you walk. It's cold, but not as bad as Snowden. Not what I meant, Flowey says, then he chuckles. You really aren't afraid of anything, are you? That's not true. Everyone's scared of something. You are not impervious. Yeah? I'm afraid now? You're not. You have fire beside you, so what's there to be afraid of? Twinkle! Flowey whispers softly. Do you really mean that? Of course. You wouldn't have said it otherwise. Flowey looks away from you. I wish. Oh, Twinkle. You've become very special to me, but I don't think it's fair. To you, I'm not a normal monster. You deserve much more. He reached up a hand to grip gently on one of Flowey's leaves. I'm broken, he says quietly. That's okay, everyone breaks from time to time. You can help him. Oh, I know, bless him. I know what he means. It's sweet of you to think that, he says carefully, but I'm damaged in a way that can't be fixed. I think I'm not even sure I deserve it. You reassured him that he deserves to be happy and healthy. You'll help him if he'll let you. Flowey falls silent and he pulls away from you and tucks himself into the backpack. You think he needs some time. That's okay, you can give him the time. You just focus on getting to Dr. Alphys for now. Oh, is this how Flowey, during this scene, Flowey falls asleep. So I was, really curious what was going to happen. But here, Flowey doesn't go to sleep then. So Flowey just wants to have some time alone in the backpack to think. Is that what this is? Yeah, that's why we don't see Flowey now, because Flowey's just gone in the backpack to, mull over his thoughts. Alright, okay, I see the tuning. I see how things change. Alright, I'm down for this. Okay, so we just finished exploring the lab, and right now, apparently, Flowey is sleeping peacefully in the backpack, so we're just going to leave him sleep for now. You enter the room with many tall shelves. On the shelves, there are canisters, and inside most of the canisters are... You felt your heart stop. Souls. Dozens of souls, each a different color. You know in your heart of hearts that these are human souls. Those poor humans. All these souls. Flowey looks longingly at the wall of canisters. It's a lot. If only I could have a few, he whispers. What? Flowey startles from your question, shrinking into himself. His leaves curl and uncurl anxiously. He looks away from you. To tell you the truth, Twinkle, I don't think I have a soul anymore, he says. I was a monster before, but then I died, and I woke up as this flower. He stares down at his leaves. I don't feel much. Some days I don't feel anything, and other days all I feel is fear. He gives you a small, sad smile. It's been better with you. Being near your soul, it soothes me. Probably because I'm hollow. Oh. You take off the backpack and gently sit on the ground. Flowey looks up at you, frowning and dejected. Oh. You give him a little kiss where his forehead should be. His smile is small. It's hard to tell if it's sincere or not, given what he had previously told you. You asked him if he had these souls. Would he be whole? I think so. Definitely. Definitely better. He considered it. Probably more magic than soul power, to be honest. If you were to get magic from anywhere, a Royal Italian Sisters lab definitely seems like the spot. You look up at the souls. You suppose it would be a similar process to organ donation. You don't think these humans had a choice in the matter, though. Even so, if it can help your friend, you're okay with it. It makes your stomach knot. Before you have a chance to respond, you hear a low noise in the back of the room. You move back there and find there are many collapsed shells. Judging by the charred hole in the wall, you infer that there was an explosion that knocked the shells back. You hear the noise again. It's underneath the shelf. You start to pick up the shells. They're heavier than expected, but not impossible to move. It just tires you out. Eventually you see a lump of yellow, white and red. That's Dr. Alphys, says Flowey. Dr. Alphys looks like some kind of yellow reptilian monster in a red-stained white coat. She looks to be in bad shape. You take out the healing spray bottle and spray her all over. Hopefully it works on her as it did you. She groans again as she stirs. She sits up adjusting a pair of glasses with swirly designs on them, and she pleases you. Huh? Unexpected. You are a human. You are, and you introduce yourself. I see you used one on my healing spray, she observed. She glances at the gap in the wall behind her. Are you the only one here? You dress as a Flowey in the backpack, and Flowey gives her away. She adjusts her glasses again. I see. And what are you doing here? You explained you came to rescue her. You saw her monitor. I suppose segs are in order, says Dr. Alphys with a sniff. You didn't do it for her. Warning, this will lock you into... Yes, you remember your dear Flowey. You take off your backpack and present Flowey. You tell her if she is thankful for you saving her life, then can she help your dear companion? What? Flowey squeaks. You're friends with a monster? She asks shrewdly. Huh, I guess I do owe you. Saving a monster isn't the worst thing I do. Fine, what's wrong with him? You explain that he needs magic and some human souls. Those souls aren't mine to give, she retorts. They're for my research. Can't Flowey count as research? I'm concerned with that message there, but oh well. She pauses. Flowey lets out a small whimper. Dr. Alphys clicks her tongue. Fine. She leans forward to inflect Flowey. You seem oddly familiar. Where did you come from? I used to be a monster, I think. I lost my memories when I woke up as this flower. Flowey hesitantly admits. But I'm sure I was a monster before. Dr. Alphys reaches out a clawed hand to poke the bandages you had placed on Flowey's back in the ruins. Why do you think you need souls? I'm soulless, he hollowly admits. Alphys stiffens. She's silent for a few minutes. It's long enough to make you concerned. Because she suddenly knows who this is. As soon as he says he's soulless, she's like, oh shit, I know he's gonna come back and bite me in the ass later. Oh crap. Well, at least I'm gonna fix it this time round. Oh well. Alright, she says. True story, you. It's not gonna be easy. Your body is weak, and absorb too much too fast could cause it to deteriorate. Flowey flinches. That's not good. Alphys takes the bat part from you. Nothing I can't overcome. I'm a genius after all. Leave your little friend to me. You hesitate. You ask Flowey if he's okay with this. Flowey looks at you. His expression frowned with concern. I'm afraid to leave you alone, Twinkle. You smile. You tell him you'll be okay. That's not enough, he says. I don't want you to get hurt. Oh my god, he's never said that before. That is so cute. You promise him you'll be okay. It's more important that he gets better. He flinches at that. I do want to get better, and I want to feel whole. I want to feel everything. But what I feel right now, you're special to me. Flowey looks down. And if I stay, you'll leave Underfell, won't you? You'll leave me. While you do want to make it to the surface, you can't imagine it being a goodbye. You want to see Flowey again. Do you really? Flowey looks back at you, hopeful. Yes. Then will you wait for me to get better? You smile. Of course you're gonna freaking wait for you to get better. I'm taking you with me. I don't care. I was so upset in the original Undertale when Flowey's like, oh, I have to stay here. Like, you save the monsters? Bull poopy. You don't save all the monsters. You don't save Asriel. You don't save him at all. He's left there alone to convert back into Flowey. Alone in the underground. That is a bittersweet ending either way you look at it. And that is so sad that you can't save him. You hold out your hand with your pinky, and Flowey stares at it for a moment before his smile widens, and he reaches out with a leaf. You hook your pinky around his leaf, and the two of you shake. It's a promise. Flowey sighs softly. Okay, I'll stay with Dr. Alphys. You better be safe, if you have so much as a scratch on you. Flowey's expression darkens. I won't forgive them. Sans, you were dead. You were so screwed, Skelly boy. Oh, you'll be safe. You promise? Don't promise. I'm about to go into freaking Judgment Hall with Sans. Flowey's gonna kick his ass. You promise? We just parted ways with Flowey. Sans is so dead. Either way I look at it, Sans is screwed. Sans is dead. If Flowey finds out, Asriel finds out, Sans is dead. He hates Sans already. He's gonna hate him more. Okay, so up to this point, we're now going to go and see Mettaton. We're going to check the soul and, of course, do the interaction on the TV. Mettaton, of course, asks us to present our souls. So at this point, what does Mettaton say? They say, you can do it, can't you? I saw it, it's yellow. You know what they say about that soul colour. You shake your head. Yellow and filled with a burning justice. Oh, aren't you tough? You never considered your soul colour represented some kind of trait, but when you think of yourself, the first trait that comes to mind is the scent of justice. Because, Sans, what goes around comes around, my little skelly friend, and I'm afraid it's time for justice to come and bite you in the butt. But in all honesty, I really like Sans. He's one of my absolute favourite characters. Even in this game, he's still one of my favourite characters. So, regardless of how hostile I get towards him at certain times, he's still one of my faves. But, except when he's killing me. And of course, now comes the very saucy question that Mettaton loves us to answer. This carries on until the one question catches Mettaton's attention. Human, do you love anyone? Mettaton leans forward. Tell me, darling, is there anyone in Underfell that has caught your attention? You beam. Yes, you proudly say Flowey. Oh, that little flower monster you carry around. What happened to him? Asked Mettaton. You explain that he's with Dr. Alphys and she's helping him. Helping? Mettaton tilts his head. Well, if he's with Alfie, he's in good hand. She can be eccentric, but she's got a good heart. You asked Mettaton how he knows Dr. Alphys. I needed help with something and she provided that assistance. We stayed in touch ever since, he says airily. She can be a little bit obsessed with her work and needs someone to pull her out every now and then. And I does a good job of that most of the time. But sometimes it's up to me. The trouble of being an excellent friend. You think back to lab and what you saw. You wonder if anyone else works with her. There was Dr. Gerster, says Mettaton. He went missing 20 years or so ago. He was the lead scientist, actually. Missing? Missing, he says. 20 years is a long time. No one wants to claim he's dead. Boss monsters don't die quietly. If he dies, we'd know. Oh! So that's why he's marked as missing. And not dead. Oh! Okay, now that makes sense. Mettaton says in response. He clears his throat. It sounds like static. Anyway, you and Flowey, you two look cute together. Congratulations. You thank him with a smile. You hope to see him again soon. Oh wait, Alphys is actually watching this, so Flowey just heard me declare that. I'm sure you will, darling. Love always finds a way. Mettaton looks out at the crew behind the spotlight. He squints his eye briefly. Oh dear, looks like we're out of time today, Twinkle darling. Thank you for coming. You say you were happy to. Such a dear. Metatron pulls your head down and gives you a kiss on top of your head. It feels like a small static shock. The spotlights and cameras turn off. Alright, so now that we've done the little show for Metatron, let's move on. We just met Undai, and we told her that we left Flowey with Alphys, and this was the incident that happened in the lab. We then proceeded to try and show her the paper, and she told us that she can't read it. That probably sounds like papyrus can. And since we're not currently romancing any one of them, but we're just friends with them, you know? Yeah, that's a little bit difficult. Anyway, at this point she says, I should probably go and check up on Alphys, she says. She lightly taps your shoulder once with the back of her fist. You understand. You almost ask if you could tag along. You want to check up on Flowey. You won't say it out loud, yet Undai seems to know what you're thinking anyway. Undai smiled. Don't worry, if your boyfriend's with Alfie, he's in good hands. She's a royal scientist for a reason. You smile at her. Take care, Twinkle. It's time to leave the city. Oh god, there's a problem here. There's an absolute freaking problem, isn't there? Oh good lord. Okay, you've come so far. You've died 10 times. Flowey is thinking about you. The gold in your pocket feels warm to the touch. You have a feeling you'll find the other piece soon. Tori saw you on MTT. She's thinking of me. The dogs got thrown out of Grillby's again. Sharon saw me on TV. Dr. Alphys listened to you on MTTV. Her favourite gen is fantasy. Alright, so... Oh god, now we have to fight Sans. Okay, now comes the scene where I am going to lose my shit. Pretty much, because Sans is going to beat the crap out of me. Alright, I'm rolling in my sleeves for this. Okay, Sans, let's see what you're gonna do today to me. Let's see how bad he is on Asriel's route. You enter the elevator at the back of the city. When you step off, you enter a long corridor filled with golden lights. There are stone pillars of creamy gold with chiseled designs lining up the corridor. The tile floor is mosaic with a beautiful swirling motif. All on the walls are windows that filter in a golden light. It reminds you of the golden hour on the surface, with how softly warm it is. It has a tall ceiling, tall enough that with each step you take makes an echo. What a pretty place. And it looks like you aren't alone. You see Sans. He looks at you. He has a sharp, toothy grin on his face. But you don't see any warmth to it. His scarlet eyelids are burning as they meet your indigo ones. Your face scrunches up as you warily eye the skeleton. He's already killed you before. You wonder if he'll do it again. Of course he's going to. It's Sans. You greet Sans. You know, the surface can't be any better than here. I've seen humans that come in here before. Their souls told a tale. Sans puts his red gloved hands in his pockets. Humans kill, children die. You're either born with power to survive, or you're born to be consumed by others. You frown. The surface isn't perfect, but it's not a kill or be killed world like Underfell. I know you think that, he says. Save or be saved, right? That's what you said on the show. Yes. Sans looks up at the ceiling and chuckles. Hey buddy, knock knock. Oh, for God's sake, who's there? You only see a glint. Yellow in his eyes, right when you're suddenly impaled through the head. You have died. Not you. Here comes frickin' Sans. You step off the elevator ready to dance this dance one more time. Resigned to this encounter, you have a feeling this was coming since he killed you in Snowden. You'd hoped it could be avoided, but, well, here we are. Sees, I knew it was funny you didn't take my hand, says Sans. You're one of them special humans, huh? The real special kind. Not just a visible soul, one that stays. Damn, Sans says. You're not gonna make this easy on me, are you, pal? You wanna know what else is not gonna make this easy on you, Sans? You're going to get your ass kicked by Asriel. And this has been a long time coming because you didn't just kill me in Snowden, buddy. You also killed me when I went into Grillby's. You are going to face the wrath of the literal son of monsters, because King Asgore's literal son is my flower, okay? You are so getting your ass kicked. His golden teeth glint in the warm light as he smokes. You ain't the first and you won't be the last human with a soul strong enough to hang on after death. Sans tilts his head.
stretches out his arms wide. Over 100 humans have come to Underfell. No one is made out of life, spice or specialists. Can you guess why? You shake your head. Papyrus has captured 20 humans and killed 2 of them. And I killed 15 and captured 5. Who do you think handled the rest? Allow me to introduce myself, Indigo Eyes. I know for a fact you know my name and you should be goddamn using it. Sans gives you a mocking bow. I'm Sansgaster, the judge. I've encountered 60 humans and I've killed 60 humans. Shame on you killing them. But then again, he said if they got levels, right? So never mind. It seems all fair. I was going to say, like, shame on you not trying to capture them. But then he normally kills the ones that have levels that I've killed, right? So that's probably why. Sans straightens up and his sharp, toothy smile is cold. I've seen you coming through the ruins. I see him coming through the ruins, and if they're weak enough, I let them through. Want to give Pops a chance to have fun, you know? Like any good brother. But the ones with levels, I take them. I take care of them, and the ones that are weak and slip through, I clean them up here in this hall, my hall. Wait, so what am I then? Because you freaking tried to kill me, you little shit. Am I not considered weak? I had no levels on me, so he has no excuse for what he tried to pull. He said if they're weak, he lets his brother have them. He did not do that. He tried to instantly freaking kill me, the son of a gun. He puts his hands back in his pocket. You ask why Sans has his name redacted in the monster book. I got no obligation to explain that to you, he says. You perch your lips. Your soul shines brightly at your chest. Sans raises his arm in a beckoning gesture. Take one more step forward and I'm gonna have one hell of a time. Excuse you, I don't really have a choice, do I? It's not like you're gonna let me walk out of the hole. Do I get an option? Am I allowed to just back out and leave? Can I just stay in Underfell? Or will you actually try to stop me? Like, if I try to, like, not come back up the elevator, because you're not giving me a choice. You're telling me my options are die, 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 die. It's not like you say die, or here's an option B. Since you have no levels, why don't you stay here in Underfell? I would appreciate you giving me that option, but you're not even giving me that goddamn option, skeleton. I love you to pieces, Sans. I really do in this game. But at the same time, it's not like you gave me another option. You're a freaking judge. You have, your own powers, your own power of command and stuff. You could make a rule, an exception, but no. You take a step forward. There's a tight grip around your soul. Stop touching my goddamn store without my goddamn permission. You are lifted off the ground, and in your place, a dozen red spike bones shoot up from the ground. This is what I said. If you don't want humans to fall down here, put it underneath the place where humans fall. You want them to not come in the underground? Then just booby trap the entrance. You are slammed into the bones with enough force to turn you into a pile of mush. You have died. Welcome to hell. Hell. Even when you get off the elevator, you tell me you don't want to fight. I know, he says. That's a fucking issue. You're about to respond, but you see him raise his right hand. Sharp, red, jaggedy bones are conjured in the air, and they shoot straight at you, instantly impaling you. Your instant death. You've died. You exit the elevator. Ugh, he says. Well, that's just rude. You tell me you don't understand why he's doing this. You want a threat? You never hurt him or any other monster. That ain't the issue, he says. Your belief is what's dangerous. So if I shut up and don't talk about what I believe in, will you be happy? Will I be allowed to live? Because I feel like you're having an issue that I have an opinion. You think because you're nice, the other humans would be too? You ain't has been going, buddy. Over 100 humans have fallen in here, and you're the first one to not attack or scream at us. Here's my question for you. How long was it between the last human falling and me arriving? If it's been centuries, Sans, it means a lot has changed. Humanity has changed over the years. Hello, use your brain. I know you're intelligent. You used to be a scientist. Goddamn, use your noodle. My God. Ah. You think because you're nice the other humans would be too? Then ain't how it's been going, buddy. Over 100 humans have fallen in here, and you're the first one to not attack or scream at us, he says. You're the exception, not the rule. The barrier comes down, it's going to lead to another war. He can't know that for sure. And yeah, and he can't know it won't happen, he says. I understand where you're coming from. It is a valid, argument. It makes sense. But It's still technically an argument. I should be allowed to retort and not get murdered when I try to, defend my belief. My God! You're supposed to be the judge. You're supposed to be fair, not bullshit.
Anyway. Yes, you can. You know it won't. There is why you're so damn dangerous, he snaps. That propaganda is lethal. Out there giving them hope when there ain't any. Yes, there is. There's always hope for a better tomorrow, and that better tomorrow is finally arrived. Human and monsters can live in peace together. Hello, have you not been noticed? I've been journeying with a freaking monster, Flower, this whole freaking time, and we've been getting along like two peas in the pod. We're even getting romantically involved. You cannot say that humans and monsters can't be friends. If it is physically possible for me to do it, then it is physically possible. I get it. You don't want to believe the rest of humanity can be nice and stuff, but why are you taking it out on me? I'm the first nice human to come here and you're treating me rudely. Come on, Sans. What the hell? Bullshit. Humans been living and growing fucking for centuries, but us monsters, we've become stagnant. We ain't got the space to expand our population, so we stop. We know humans outnumber us 100 to 1. You breathe, there'll barely be a slaughter. You argue that won't happen. Humans have changed. You're delusionally biased, he says. I'm done talking with you. That was your last courtesy since you didn't hurt anyone. His sharp-toothed grin glints in the golden light. Bye, loser. Okay. You know what? I was going to be a bit merciful on you. I was going to probably stand up for you when it came to Asriel's wrath. But you want to know what? My Asriel, damn smiley trash bag. You were impaled from behind. You have died. Oh, Sans! You endure. Don't give up. Persevere. Sans, stay brave. Oh my God, hold on. Sans. Oh, fuck me, he says when he sees you. Do me a favor, pal, buddy, indigo eyes. I'll only do you a favor if you goddamn use my name. And stop coming back. I got better things to do with my time than keep killing you. And I got better things to do than try to reason with you. You're stubborn. You take a step forward, remaining firm. You think you can just out-stubborn me? Sans laughs. You think I'll just throw in the towel if you keep coming back? Then how's work, toots? I won't break you. You continue to walk forward. He glares at you the entire time. You take a few steps, then feel his magical grip on your heart. When you stop touching my soul without permission, mister. Look, Sans, me and you, we got romantically involved in your route. This is Asriel's route. Stop touching me. My God. You ain't gonna win this. You won't give up. Why? He asks. You don't know us. You got no reason to try so hard. That's not true. I've gotten to know most of you, except you. If I get too close to you, the thing you tend to do is freaking kill me. I mean, at least it's instant, but you still try to kill me. You raise your chin. It's common sense to help someone who needs it. He flinches. We don't need help. You're just out the window to the city below. The monsters inside speak for themselves. You feel their pain. You feel their isolation. You feel their stagnation. They deserve to feel the sun. You tell Sans he deserves to feel the sun. A shudder goes through him. His eyes waver in his socket, and he screams back, "The fuck do you know?" He grips on your soul, tightens, and he throws you back. It's not death, but it creates a purposeful difference. He snarls with venom in his voice. You're fucking stubborn. I was being nice and all, since you didn't hurt anyone, but not anymore. That was him being nice. And of course, he then proceeds to abruptly impale you through both of your feet. Red bone sticks out from the floor and pin your feet to where you stand. Immediate pain shoots up through you. You're reflecting crying in agony as more bones pierce through your shoulders and into one of your arms. Chunks of your flesh fall onto the floor. You see bits of your bones sticking out in places they should not be. Pain. There's only one thing you can process. Dilapidating, agonizing, horrific pain. It hurts. It doesn't burn. It's not cold. It's not tearing. There's no sensation other than pain. Your whole body involuntarily shakes, and you think you will die from the intensity of this agony, yet you're not allowed death. Nothing has hurt so much before. There's no comparison to this torture. No death comes close to this purpose torment you are currently enduring. Pain. And that's all you can all you're feeling is pain. You are beautiful. Your sense of justice is unwavering. You are the sun they need. You are you. Oh boy. You alone are enough to conquer this pain. Your determination flares through you. The world becomes muted. You stop trembling, you think again. Twinkliest twinkle, you are you. You are in the cage of bones. You raise your head and you meet his gaze. You will not give up. He
He flinches and you are impaled, and the cycle starts all over again. Stay determined. This isn't the end. You won't let it be. Not for you. Not for them. Not for Flowey. Oh my god. Holy moly. Really? The only route he doesn't go bananas on? Really? Is his own route. That's the only route where you don't die a total of like 100 odd times. Holy moly, Sans. Unless maybe the friendship route, he doesn't kill you as much. But good lord. You linger in the elevator. Staying in the elevator won't change anything, but you need a moment to recollect yourself. You've died 175 times. All of Sans kills have been instantaneous, except for that one time where it was just agonizing, excruciating pain of, you know, you're not going to die because it's not going to make you suffer until, like, you give up. You've not felt any of the pain from most of these stabs, but it's disorienting to go from the golden hallway to darkness and back within seconds. You take a deep breath. You think about Flowey. You close your eyes and picture him near you. He'd nuzzle you if he were with you. He'd tell you that you can do it. He'd tell you that he's with you. You made a promise to him. You'll see him again. You also promised him you wouldn't get hurt, and we are getting hurt. We've gotten hurt 175 times, so that's not keeping the promise. You run your fingers through your long hair, and you step off the elevator. Sans is giving you an odd look. Red beads of sweat covering his forehead. He wipes at them with the back of his right gloved hand. Yeah, fucking reset! Will you freaking stop already? Jesus, woman! No, Sans, I'm not going to stop. At all. You tell Sans you won't hurt him. He stares at you a long time, and you can see he's visibly tired. Bless. As angry as I'm getting at him, I also know that this is hard for him. Because he's just going through, like, what rules he's been given. He's told he's a judge. He needs to, do judgment and stuff. And, he's thinking of, like, the worst case scenario because every single human he's met, none of them have given him enough hope to think that my word is true. He's had to deal with over 100 people, hasn't he, before he met me. All of them have been bad. All of them have been rude. All of them have caused some kind of pain towards the monsters. Is it really wrong for him to feel the way he does? No, it's justifying the way he's feeling. It's understandable why he thinks and assumes that humanity hasn't changed. They haven't changed in all those years that they've had to deal with them. And then one day a nice human turns up. It's too good to be true. I understand, okay, Sam? But at the same time, stop freaking killing me so much! He is aware of the resets in some capacity. Mentally going back in time must be dizzying at the very least. And he doesn't attack you. You tell Sans you don't want to hurt anyone. He continues to stare at you in silence. You ask him to please give you a chance. If I trust you and I'm wrong, it ain't my head. It ain't just my head on the line, he says. He won't be wrong. He looks up at the ceiling. And he falls back onto his butt and leans back on his arms. He does not speak for several minutes. When you realize nothing will happen, you slowly approach Sans. It's a hug too much, though. Mercy, sit beside him. Even now, Sans chuckles tiredly. You're not attacking. You can run, I ain't a chaser. Hello, that is absolute malarkey. I'm not going to be able to run you. You could just teleport, you little thing. You can do freaking shortcuts. People can run from you if they want. You still freaking find them. You say you're happy to sit with him. Liar, he says. Whatever, do whatever you want. You stay stood beside him. He pulls his hood up so you can no longer see his face. Hey, pal? Is the sun really warm? He asks you. Yes. And the stars, you always see them? At night, yes. Sans flops onto his back and he looks exhausted. I guess this was going to happen one day. At least I'll get a view before I dust. You tell him you won't dust. Yeah, okay. He closes his eyes. I'll trust you, Twinkle. You give him a smile. You also give him a smack upside the head and be like, I freaking knew you knew my name. You could at least be a gentleman. Your brother is much more of a gentleman than you are, and he actually looks positively terrifying, which is Papyrus. And yet, he's such a gentleman, such a sweet little cinnamon. And you, my God, you need to work on your manners. God help the surface when you get up there. God, you've completed Judgment Hall. You've come so far and you've died 175 times. That's a lot. And all of it from Sans. Flowey's worried about you. Freaking understandable. Flowey's going to kick someone's ass. You hope Flowey gets a chance to avenge you. Okay, so after that very stressful battle with Sans, I am going to go into the castle and we're going to go and get the chain, the locket, and we'll see what happens with Asgore. I'm really curious what's going to happen involving Asgore. You sit down and pull Sans into a hug. Dumbass, he says. He hesitantly pats your back. You pull away and sit beside him, and you give him a lopsided smile, and you say you'd like to be friends. Freak, he says. Whatever. Do whatever you want. You stay seated beside him. He pulls his hood up so you can no longer see his face. Hey, pal. Is the sun really warm? He asks you. Yes. And the stars, you see them? At night, yes. Sans flops onto his back. He looks exhausted. I guess this was going to happen one day. At least I'll get a view before I dust. You tell him he won't dust. Yeah, okay. He closes his eyes. I'll trust you, Twinkle. You give him a smile. You sit in silence for a few more minutes until Sans breaks it. He says, Knock, knock. Who's there? Sorry. Sorry who? Sorry, he says, and his body's gone in a shimmer of red. You completed Judgment Hall. My God. Ah, you hope Flowey gets the chance to avenge you. God damn you, Sans. First thing to do, of course, is enter the haunted room with the little ghost child. Your yellow light illuminates what appears to be the small bedroom. There's one bed's pushed off to the side, and you see toys scattered around the floor and a toy chest filled to the brim with stuffed animals. At the end of the bed, there's a dresser at the back wall, and there are photos lined along it. You step closer to it, intent on looking at the pictures, but you feel a tug on your sweater. You look behind you. There's nothing there, and you frown. You feel something small and cold grasp your hand. You freeze. By the time you turn your head to look, there's nothing there, but there's something in your hand. A golden locket. Your indigo eyes widen as you realize that this is the locket that goes with the chain. You pull the chain out of your pocket, and sure enough, it's a perfect fit for the clasp. Aw, how romantic. The locket fell out of style before you were born, but seeing them in the movies and reading about them from books, it's supposed to be used to carry a picture of someone you love, or at least someone who's in your heart. It's a warm sentiment, and you hold the locket in your hand. You can't help but think you'd like to see Flowey inside. He looks so cute. Click. There's a clicking sound from the locket, and you unfurl your hands, and it pops open. Your brow creases. It's a monster you do not recognize. He looks like Tori. Oh, it's Asriel's true form. Because you don't recognize it, but that's actually Flowey. Oh, because to the locket it shows the true form of Asriel, because Flowey is Asriel. Yeah. I was like, is it going to show Flowey? But no, it's actually going to show his true form. It's a monster you do not recognize. He looks kind of like Tori, a white furred goat-like monster with golden eyes. Unlike Tori, however, he seems incredibly happy. You aren't sure why, but you feel disappointed. Maybe you can replace the picture later. You can take a photo together. You slip the locket on. Look after him, please. You start from the whisper and you look around, but you don't see anyone. Okay, so that just confirms it. So this is Kara. You thank them for the chain and the locket. You think it's time to leave. The most definitely haunted room now. Technically, can I just say, there's no need for us to feel disappointed. I know who that is, but my character in here is unaware that that is actually Flowey's true form. So... Hello, human. The voice comes from behind you as the doors are shut behind you. What the fudge? How does he keep sneaking up behind me? He's freaking massive. It's another goat monster. He's massive in structure with grey fur, a black beard and dark armour that glints gold in the light. His red cape flutters behind you as he strides closer to you. I don't know why it says too, since I'm here alone, unless the ghost came with me. On his head is a three-spiked crown. Golden crown. Your eyes widen. You greet the king of monsters and politely introduce yourself. He stares at you with golden eyes and red pupils. He looks away, dismissing you. Me. I know. You give him a tentative smile. Do you wish to leave? He asks. The bear is behind the castle. I won't stop you. What? But I thought you had a kill or be killed policy, sir. You're just going to let me walk out, really? Then why do I have to fight Sans if you were just going to let me go? That surprised you, pleasantly. Your smile widens and you thank him. Sans spared you for a reason, he says in response. If I do not trust my judge's ruling, I would make for a foolish king. You are clearly not enough of a threat to kill. Excuse you? Fine then. I guess that's nice, you suppose. You don't think you are a threat at all. Perhaps not in combat, he says. Go on, leave. Something doesn't feel right to you. You hesitantly ask the king what he thinks of this world. It's kill or be killed, he flatly states. Well then, in that case, I guess I can't just walk out of here because someone's been a stubborn goat as always. So why spare you? You're not worth enough to expand the energy. You are being so freaking rude, sir. Your brow frowns. You do not think that is the complete story. Is there something wrong with the barrier? Is it possible for anyone to cross the barrier? The king shrugs. It was never been designed to detain a human soul. Humans can pass freely through it. You point out the monsters could too, if he destroyed it. Something that will not happen. You ask him why. Why? He repeats back to you coldly. Why does a mother protect her children? I am King Asgore monsters. I must do what I can to protect my king. Bullshit! Your freaking rule is kill or be killed. How is that protecting the monsters? That is creating a rule of kill or be killed. That goes for monsters too. How is that protecting them? That is not protecting them at all. Whatever. Ugh. You know what? He's giving me a headache. But humanity is no longer a threat to that kingdom. So you claim. You is are pretty human, but that's all they are. Do not waste your breath. Leave before I change my mind. No. You refuse my mercy? The audacity your argument truly knows no bound. Pfft, says you. It's not about arrogance. It's not even about you. He's the king of monsters. You understand and respect that. But as king of monsters, surely he must do what makes his people happy. You've seen the truth of this kingdom. You've seen their despair. You've been here a day, he sneers. Hold your tongue or cut it out. Don't you threaten me. I'm dating your son. Back off. You raise your head and continue to meet his gaze. It's common sense to help someone in need, and these monsters need help. It's a save or be saved world, and it's time to save them. You are filled with determination, and you tell the king, biscuits, no. He launches a ball of fire that engulfs you within a second, and you've died. You chose this death. You know how this goes. Time to fight the goat. Put up your dukes, mister. I'm ready for a showdown. And of course, much like every time we face Asgore, it brings us to this point. You burst through the volley. Only the barest hint of your sweater touches the fire and it sears off. You owe me a new sweater, man. Asgore spins his trident. You tell me you don't want to fight. That is not up to you, he says. Actually it is. It's your choice, as it is his. He glares at you. You oversimplify this situation and disregard the truth. This is a kill or be killed world, he points to you. Your hands may not be stained red, but it's only by sheer luck. Hello? You literally threw a freaking fireball at the start of this, incinerating me only because I disagreed with you. Who overreacted, me or you? Come on, man. No, he snorts disturbedly. It's not by luck, it's by choice, it's by your determination. You will never harm someone, unlike him, who just flies off the handle. You unflinchingly meet his gaze. Your past cannot be changed, but you in the present can. Asgore's eyes narrow. It's not a kill or be killed world, it's a save or be saved world, and that includes Asgore. The sweater murdering goat. You see the bear's flinch in his shoulder, and he grips his trident tightly. You wax a nice tale, however, it is useless in reality. There is no hope for change, not for anyone. I beg to differ. I travel through the underground with Papyrus, with Papyrus, down Papyrus's route, through Sans' route. I have more experience dating all of these freaking skeletons and all these freaking characters than you do, so under your belt. I can assure you, monsters can get along with humans. At least I get along with my flower 10 times better than you get along with your goddamn wife. Okay, maybe that was a bit too below the belt. But he kind of deserved it. I mean, she went the length to go and get the soulmate bond thingy broken. At least Flowey would never do that to me. You shake your head. That's not true. Why do you think that? You give him a grin because he's already talking to you. If there was truly no hope, he'd never listen to you. He's listening to you because he wants to be saved. You extend your hand to him. It's not too late. It's never too late. He can make peace now. He can lead his kingdom's service and give them happiness. Ha! King Asriel looks at your hand with an unreadable expression. You. He raises his frickin' trident and lowers his head. He will no longer meet your gaze. I cannot, he says. Goodbye, Twinkle. He conjures a second frickin' trident and throws it at you. But thankfully, it never reaches you. Oh? Why? What's going to happen? I'm fine. It's going to come up and save me? Oh, please tell me Flowey comes in and saves me. A pillar of flames erupts from the ground as it's thrown and knocks it off course. You barely have time to process that when you suddenly see another goat monster leap past you and punch Asriel hard enough to send the king sprawling. Go, Asriel! Woo! I won't let you hurt Twinkle anymore. It's a new voice, yet when you think you know, you look at the monster who punched Asriel. God damn it, Flowey. Asriel, that was awesome. Punch him again. He's a goat monster with brilliant golden eyes and red pupils, Hytorian Asriel. He has white fur and wears black robes. It is then that you notice Alphys trailing behind him. As soon as he reaches you, his gaze softens. Howdy, Twinkle. Howdy. Flowey? Asriel smiles. Yes. Alphys was able to restore me. He taps his chest. She's siphoned off. He pauses. Well, the how doesn't matter. I'm me. And I should be staying me for a long, long time. How wonderful. Let's see. Well, nuzzle him affectionately. You almost tighten around you, and he returns your nuzzle with an equal amount of affection. Asriel, my son, is that truly you? Asriel stands back up. He's staring at Asriel with a fierce intensity. It is, he says. I see you still haven't trimmed that awful beard of yours. Asriel's eyes widen and he suddenly grins and strides forward. My boy, my son, are you freaking kidding me? He just punched you across the room, Asriel. Asriel pulls you behind him and glares at his father. You hurt my dear companion. I didn't know. That's besides the freaking point, man. All I did was disagree with you and you freaking killed me. What the hell? What the fudge? Excuse you? That's your comeback? Oh, I didn't know. Really? Screw you.